Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, please consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell. It'll help the channel out a lot. Welcome to Wo Long. I gotta go ahead and forewarn you, this is the hardest boss I've ever fought in any video game. That tells you I haven't played many Souls games at all. But if you are here and you are having as many problems as I've had, it took me almost 3 days to beat this dude. This guy needs no introduction whatsoever. If you're familiar with Dynasty words, then you already know who he is and what he is about. But allow me to personally introduce you to my nemesis and spirit animal, the man, the myth, the legend, and the monster known as Lu Bu. I mean, you guys don't understand the severity of this. This man was whooping my ass over and over and over and over. I mean, look at the health that I had, man. This dude is so freaking strong. 2 hits and I'm gone. Completely obliterated. It's just nonsense. And I'm over here laughing and the shit ain't even funny. Now, before we get into the dynamics of Lu Bu, I just want to go over real quick the whole companion portion of it. If you're anything like me, you like having them around because you understand the importance of getting them to level 10 and getting that sworn oath so you can get their gear, from weapons to armor, especially if it's something that you're particularly looking for. Now, initially, when I came in here to fight Lu Bu, I made sure that I had both of my companions with me, but it felt like Lu Bu was capitalizing off of the whole thing. As you'll notice, your companions are glass cannons, or at least mine are, and they were dying. And when I say dying, I mean they were dying fast. And I found myself wanting to save them because I figured possibly they could take away some of the aggro away from Lu Bu. But he capitalized off of that as well and went ahead and just beat them down. And as a result, I died multiple times while trying to save them. I did this for a little while, and then in the end, I decided to just go head to head with Lu Bu by myself. But as you can see, he doesn't care about you or your companions. All right, we need to talk about his moveset. The number one thing you cannot do when you go in here to fight Lu Bu, you cannot be aggressive with him. You have to sit back and wait on him to come to you. It's really a chess game at the end of the day. Lu Bu has 5 moves. The first one you seen was him jumping into the air on his horse. When he lights up for his special while he's on the horse, once he puts that pike slightly into the air and slams it into the ground, you know he is automatically going into the air. If you see him spin his pike around in a circle, he is about to charge you and you need to be ready for it. Once you finally knock Lu Bu off of his horse, 90% of the time when he gets off, he has an air attack. You'll see him light up on fire, and then he's going to jump straight into the air and come down towards you, and you need to be able to deflect that. The next move that he has is he'll be on the ground and he'll drag his pike towards you. You need to be able to time that correctly and deflect it. Otherwise, you're probably dead. He has one more move. The 5th move, it kind of appears randomly, I believe. And it's really a trick, but it's while he's off his horse. And what he does is he starts spinning around. And I had the hardest time trying to dodge that in the beginning, but he'll spin around and try and bait you, but you need to be ready as fast as possible. Those are the 5 moves of Lu Bu. All right, let's go over how his power scales. If Lu Bu is successful in hitting you with one of his specials, this one in particular, it charges up his pike and gives it the fire ability. And it also gives it to his arrows. And the only word of caution I have for you when it comes to these arrows is when they're on fire, you cannot block it. You have to deflect everything. Even when his pike is on fire, if you miss the deflection, you're going to take some extra damage, even though you are blocking. So my recommendation, if he does successfully hit you with one of his supers from this ground battle, I suggest you make sure that you are able to deflect everything. The arrows will lose their fire and his pike will lose his fire once you successfully deflect one of his supers from the ground. All right, one of the last bits of advice I have for you is this. When it comes to the regular arrows, the non-fire arrows, you do not have to dodge those. You'll see me dodging them multiple times within this match because I am looking at my spirit bar. If you do decide to dodge the arrows, it will bring it from a negative to a positive, from the orange to the blue. So it's really up to you, but I found it more beneficial for me to keep me off of being guard break. The last thing before you put all this stuff together, the lower Lu Bu's health gets, the more aggressive he gets. He will go from shooting out one set of arrows to two set of arrows. He will go from one super into another super. So be really careful when you get close to him after blocking one of his supers, because he is very liable and likely to do another super right behind it. So even after figuring out all of this, I knew something else was wrong because he was damn near one-shotting me. And my agility was great. It was grade A. As you can see on the screen, it was wonderful. But I also realized that my defense level was so low that he was able to just knock me off at will. So afterwards, I went back and rearranged all of my armor, and I came back to try and beat him, and it still took me 3 days total because, man, finally I came back after so much time and so many hours of being beaten and battered by Lu Bu. I tried to put together everything that you guys have seen the entire duration of this video, and here we are. Now, because Lu Bu was using so much fire, I went ahead and made my divine beast of the ice element. I figured that would help me out a little bit. And also, in that previous clip, I told you guys that I rearranged my armor. I was primarily trying to focus on fire defense because that is, aside from raw damage, that is all you see from him is fire in general. If you're curious about those spells, I imagine you guys have them by now. I think the most important one for me was the vigor one, and that's the one at the bottom. I try to use that as much as possible while fighting him. The only downside to it is, like I said earlier in the video, you cannot be aggressive with him. So you're going to have to pick your shots. You got to pick your shots when you're going after him if you're using that vigor ability. So I'd use caution on that if I were you, but it's up to you. So I can't believe I almost forgot to tell you guys this, but when Lu Bu gets knocked off that horse, be mindful of that horse running around in circles, because the horse will damage you as well. Because like I said in the beginning, this is the hardest boss I've ever fought in a video game before. And I've been playing since Atari days, so showing my age a little bit there. But if you guys made it to the end of the video, man, congratulations on beating Lu Bu. If you guys would go into the comment section and tell me how long it took you. I imagine it didn't take you as long as it took me. So again, congratulations to you guys. You have won. Thank you for coming to the channel. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell, and be notified whenever we do uploads here on this channel. One last note, I do have the chill effect on my gear, and that's annotated in that bar, that guard break bar up at the top. Man, this is a great moment. Oh, I beat him!
All elixir has been sent to Meiwu Fort. Liu Bu has escaped! Rush to Luoyang!
Surely not.
Dong Zhuo has unleashed demons in Luoyang and withdrawn to Meiwu Fort.
Our capital of 200 years.
My men and I are going after Dongzhou, even if it's only us.
You'll have to count me out on this one. Something urgent has come up.
Wait a moment! Some of us must stay and help the people!
Please, allow Jen to ask the same, my lord. The only one who can set this situation right. Is you, my warrior.